The neutrality of humans often overlooked in favor of simplicity. The myth of bad people was created to let people get away with their mistakes by shunning them. Because it's a lot easier to disregard someone as unfixable and therefore not a big deal when they make mistakes than actually solving whatever the problem may be. When I began observing psychology from a lens of neuroplasticity, everything changed. I've always struggled hating people, or even seeing anyone as bad people, but this theory, as I put it together in my head, has solidified it for me, though I'm always open to objection. Humans seem to always be seen in a black and white view. And if not that, then through a lens of bioessentialism or spirituality, whereas I think I have a rather unpopular opinion on humans and their relation to their actions. To summarize, I relate humans and computers very closely. To explain, I remember one time when I was talking with my now ex-boyfriend about my opinion on if bad people exist. I don't remember the exacts as it's been a while, but the conversation was along these lines. He strongly believed that bad people did inherently exist, and that the action someone makes defines them. To explain my thought process, I said, humans are like computers. There are no bad computers. He asked, what do you mean? What's that got to do with anything? And I asked, what is a computer? He said, a mathematical program or algorithm. And I said, yes. It is a machine made up only of what it is given. And that seemed to make him understand my argument. If you're unaware, humans and their psychology is made up almost entirely of their experiences, not including those with disorders, of course. When born, a child is blank. No opinions, memories, or biases. But as we grow, we pick things up along the way, and that is what forms us as people. Think of something that is undoubtedly, exponentially, undeniably you. I think my sense of justice is a core of me, personally. Now, think. When did that develop? There was probably an event or a culmination of which that created it. My sense of justice was formed by my upbringing and experiences, and the same is true for every asset of yourself. We are but the people we've known and the lives we've lived. Like, we'd be infinitely different people if just a few things changed. Consider the butterfly effect. I think that would make us rather neutral. No? From the simplest, most rudimentary, bare bones point, we are math computers. Everything we do is calculated in a sense. It's not random. Calculated indirectly by our lives and our current environment, we are just the fastest and most complex computers on Earth. That's what AI is, actually. It simulates humanity through calculations and math. We're incredibly similar in that way. However, sometimes we misfire. We mistake and we mess up. This, in my opinion, is our bad actions. Not representative of us, our neutral computer selves, merely a mistake. We are human because we make mistakes, because we fuck up. But that doesn't make us bad people, because we as people are always changing as we intake new information and input. We are, however, responsible for our actions and what we choose to do, because they affect people. We are not defined by our actions in the sense that we are bad alongside with them, but we are defined by our actions in the sense that people will remember them. And that's a good thing, because it keeps us accountable and ever-changing. So, while I don't believe that people are bad, I believe that people who do bad things should be held accountable for them, so that the action will be corrected. Because mistakes are usually just our brain acting out of emotion or disorder, and when you apply experience, correction, and time, it is likely that we'll learn from those things, especially if we're corrected. Regardless, don't expect people to forget or forgive you. They don't owe you that. Them not moving on from hurt is their computer brain being safe and cautious of you. And that's the smartest thing to do in that situation. But overall, I believe in bad actions, not bad people. But the people who commit bad actions should be held accountable for the sake of everyone. But to just label somebody as bad it doesn't address the real problem, which is the actions. Like I said in the beginning, when you label someone as bad, it's so much easier to just not pay attention to them and let them continue to hurt people. Because, that's just how they are, You can't change it. But I think you can. And I know that there's a lot of people who think they are bad people. But I think that it's just much, much easier to believe yourself as bad rather than make the effort to change yourself. I don't think there are good people either. You just can't put that kind of weight on something so neutral. Abstract concept like good or bad can't go on to a person because we're far too complex for that. So we should hold ourselves accountable for our actions and not the kind of people we are. But feel free to view people as bad, but do so with thought and nuance rather than just the surface level assumption that people can be bad. Because when people are viewed as overall bad, their actions go underpunished and unlearned from. Whereas in a society where we all view each other more so as calculators, we could improve much faster and much greater, focusing on mistakes and actions rather than the people.